In sports, if you want to be the best, there are no off days.
There's never an off day around
No,
here.
sorry, it's back to work for you.
That's why I'm
welcome
wearing the
in.
same clothes I wore last week.
We're just grinding away. Welcome into the No Off Days podcast, where we are revving our engines this week. We are excited for the Daytona 500. It has finally arrived. It's the start of the NASCAR Cup season.
Wow.
Are you excited for it, Chris?
I am. I get pumped up about this time every year, Scott. I got to get past the Super Bowl first. Now that we've got that out of the way, it's all about the 500.
Have you ever been to the Daytona 500?
I have one time.
Okay.
I need to go back.
When? When did you go?
This was probably when I was in my 20s, so just like 10 years ago.
Yeah, of course. You went with a family trip? Was it you and the
with
boys?
buddies, just buddies.
Did you guys do the RV thing?
No, we weren't that wealthy, Scott. We just kind of mooched off of people.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time in the infield. Enjoyed it.
Find it. I've been covering this thing for like 10 years now, and I do find it unbelievable. Like the high-end RVs, and obviously RVs are like so expensive.
They are, yeah.
But the people that have the income to be able to do that and fill, they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Don't you think a lot of these are rentals, though?
I think some of them are rentals, but some of them they kind of swag out. Like they put these stands on the top where they watch the race from the infield, like up on
I've seen
top
those.
of them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They have kind of unique setups, but I think a lot of people devote much of what would have been their retirement to a lifestyle of going to NASCAR races.
Sounds like
that
a
would
good
be my guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, but. And they seem to always have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But with this race, I don't feel like we could talk NASCAR without bringing BK in. So, BK, come on in. I know you're excited for this one. You are kind of the resident gearhead among us.
Yeah.
When you were a kid, though, it was all about Talladega, right?
Yeah, I did like Talladega. That's where I kind of, first learned where to go. My grandparents took me to Talladega, and but then there was a couple times I went to Daytona. My grandfather loved it, and he would always every year go to Daytona. And even now, he would park in the same spot. He had a camper. He would park in the same spot between 1 and 2. And so when we go back now, I still drive by that area, and I can't help but think about how many times he went by there. And yeah, it's kind of fun, it's a good break from the football grind we've been in, and here we are right before baseball spring training. This is a perfect time for us. So yeah, I'm kind of excited.
It's a sporting event, but it's so much more than that too.
Yeah.
Like it's really like a commitment to a lifestyle. These people that are out there for a weeks.
Yeah.
If they're there for a period of weeks, like they're living there. But it's good stuff, and we always enjoy our trip out there. And I'm excited this year, though, BK, because we are bringing with us someone that's fairly new to our department in Mark Skoll Jr.
Oh yeah,
one of our new reporters, and he has never been.
No.
He's not a big NASCAR guy. He doesn't know what he's in for with Daytona, and I'm just like it's going to be the most unique experience you've probably in terms of things that you've covered. Like it's just so unique. Just the setup itself. Like when you come up on the track, it's just like enormous. You've never seen a facade as big as this with the stands.
It's a mammoth. I got to think though, with his last name being Skoll, he'll be very popular there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of the dippers out
Yeah,
there,
right,
is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's no A in it, but yeah, it's
always
close.
a welcome sight.
You know what? There is, there's always star power at the Daytona 500. They come out, and this year they got, Kurt Russell is driving the pace car.
Wow.
Yeah. We got Miranda Lambert. She's doing a pre-race concert. But you know who I'm looking forward to most?
Bert Kreischer.
Oh, Bert's going to be there.
Remember, he's throwing the big party.
No, that's I'm not. Yeah, questioning. I know he's going to be there because I'm planning on talking to him. But yes, I am looking forward to Bert. But Nate Bargatze.
Wow. Oh yeah,
he is the Grand Marshal.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I wonder if he and Bert are friends. They run in the same circles.
I bet they are, but they're a little bit different.
What if they're enemies? That'd be fun.
Yeah, I bet that is. I bet that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like comedians, like there's some comedians, for as fun-loving as they tend to be.
You got a rival. You got to have a rival.
Yeah.
Someone that grinds your gears.
It's like News Action News. It's like rival TV stations.
That guy stole my joke. Can you believe that material?
Well, that has happened.
That has happened.
Yeah.
I've stolen your jokes.
Yeah.
Didn't go over well for me.
Well, because mine aren't funny, so yeah. maybe you can make him funny. No, but Bargatze, he's played here in Tampa a few times, and I always try to see him. He's
hilarious.
So wish me luck. I'm going to try to go out there.
That'd be good.
And catch it. So I know we are totally focused on racing in this week's show. BK, can you give us a lineup of who is heading our way?
Okay, we have last year's defending champion, and someone called him to win the championship about this time last year.
That would be one Brian King.
I
with
believe
the prediction
so.
of the year on the
It
90s.
was.
Kyle Larson is going to join us. We'll talk to Kyle Larson. Then with what would you say, Scott? Just one of the hottest drivers, I guess. Shane van Gisbergen.
Yeah.
Talk to him. This guy, great character.
Street car aficionado.
Yeah.
And at the end, we're going to talk to Chase Briscoe, another driver. It's got a good shot of doing some big things this year.
Yeah. Well, it'll be fun. It's always nice to kind of hear what their mindset is going into the start of the season. Of course, in NASCAR, it starts with a bang, and everybody's got a Daytona story.
Well, I would say, though, I will have one. But before we let BK go, since he made his call of the year last year in this episode, he predicted the champion, the NASCAR champion. We should get a pick from him, right?
Can we wait? Let's wait till the end.
Wait till the end?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's hold it. That's what we call it.
That'll give him time to think.
That's what we call a tease in the business. All right. Thank you, BK.
Thanks, man.
If you're listening and you want to watch, go to fox13news.com/nodpod. If you're watching and want to listen or subscribe, take out your phone, zap the QR code on the screen, and head to our show page. You can leave comments on our YouTube channel, and you can leave 5-star ratings on iTunes. Please subscribe at fox13news.com/nodpod. All right, Chris, let's get into it because we have 3 guests on this week's show. Super excited about it. Let's get into it with our 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champ and the defending champ last year. It is Kyle Larson.
So I'm curious if the NASCAR offseason, it's already not a very long offseason, relatively speaking, but curious if winning a Cup Series championship kind of shrinks what you have of a small offseason already due to media obligations and other things that you guys got cooking in the wake of a championship.
I wouldn't say this. I think this one has felt longer than our 2021 off season, just because of the way or when they put the banquet and stuff. Typically, like in 2021 when we won, you do the race, you do all the interviews and stuff, and then go do some media, whether that be, I think back then for me it was in Los Angeles. And then like 2 weeks later, you would have the banquet. This year we did like it all and bunched together in that week, or 4 or 5 days after the championship. So that was nice. It was a lot. It was hectic, but it made my off season feel a couple weeks longer, which was good.
Nice. What was the coolest thing that you got to do? I know that you did like the late night talk show circuit and other things like that, but what's the coolest thing?
Yeah, I think getting a chance to go on Jimmy Fallon's show was pretty cool. It was all really quick, but just even just being backstage and then getting to go on set, like it was pretty crazy. So a lot of big name people have been through there, so that was pretty cool.
No doubt. Having a little bit of time now to reflect on all that you accomplished last season, what are the things that you are most proud of?
I think what I'm most proud of from our season last year is just never giving up, really. I think our summer months got pretty flat, and we weren't performing to our standards. And even honestly, throughout the first half of the playoffs, we're just chipping away at it and just trying to stay, alive. And we just kind of executed our way through the playoff format and kept ourselves in the hunt to ultimately get the championship. So the championship didn't feel within reach, in June or July probably. So to come away with it was pretty amazing.
Curious how the chemistry has kind of grown with you, your team, but specifically with Cliff Daniels, crew chief. Like, how has that grown over the years?
Yeah, I mean, it constantly changes, and we've always gotten along great. And he's always been a great leader. But each and every year, he's always looking at new ways to become an even better leader. And I think that's what makes him so good. So our team is always evolving, and we're never complacent, I feel like. So that's a strong suit for what we are with the 5 team, and it's all due to Cliff. So I wouldn't want to be with anybody else, and definitely blessed to be with the best group of men and women on our team.
Clearly, you didn't seem to have a problem with the previous elimination style playoff format, but now that they're making the change to the 10 race chase, curious what your thoughts are on this new format.
Yeah, I'm happy about it. I think I mean, in my career, I've only ever been in the playoff, format, but I think, being with a Hendrick Motorsports, I think being with a team like that, you'll have even more opportunity to win a championship, just with how consistently strong we are. In the playoffs, it's tough. It's really tough to perform, not only perform, but not have any bad luck running your way in 3 races, because you can dominate all year and get eliminated because of somebody else's mistake. So, which I mean could still happen in this, but at least you have a larger sample size to overcome, adversity. So, yeah, I think I look forward to the format. I think majority of the drivers would probably enjoy this format too, because, and really, I think your championship contenders in the playoff format are going to be your same championship contenders in this format.
Yeah, you mentioned some of the bad luck, and as we get ready for Daytona, the 500 something that you're still trying to grab. Do you almost over the years, not that you don't have a desire to win it, of course you do, but like this, do you are you able to process a Daytona 500 not finishing in victory lane there a little bit better just because of how much some of that bad luck always seems to throw a wrench in a lot of really good race drivers' hands?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, obviously it is a race that I want to win really badly, and hopefully someday, I can. But yeah, like you mentioned, there's so much that goes into that race of just missing a wreck or just dumb stuff that can take you out or propel you to not luck into a win, because I don't think you ever luck into a win, but there's yeah, a lot of like first time winners come from there, and only time winners have won those. So, yeah, it doesn't. I don't lose sleep, over it, but obviously I'd like to win there, no doubt.
Do you change anything from year to year? Like, I mean, even from like a superstition standpoint, like maybe, we park the RV in a different spot, or I don't know, what you eat. I don't know.
I'm sure I have over the years, but then you get to a point where like it doesn't matter. I think once you grow up, you realize that stuff doesn't matter. But honestly, though, we've been in contention, on the super speedways a lot here the last few years, and I feel as close to ever as like not lucking into a win. I think for a long time I thought it was going to take luck for me to win, good luck for me to win, a Daytona or Talladega. But now I feel like we're one of the top performing teams, although not always results show for it because you get wiped out from a wreck. But I feel like we, as much as anybody, are in those front, 4 or 5 positions at the end of the races. And that's where you kind of got to be to have a shot to win. So hopefully this year it can go right, and we can have ourselves in position again, and hopefully get a win.
Yeah, I know your kids are competing and they clearly have dad's competitive edge. They drive too. But are they at an age now where like you can kind of see their desire for dad to win is like almost as strong as yours? Like, do they feel all the feels of, hey, we win it, or if we lose, it's like, man, they almost process it more than you do.
Honestly, I don't really think they care that much, but I didn't get to see it obviously because I'm in the car, but my wife Caitlin said, like for the championship at Phoenix, my oldest son Owen, like he was tearing up because I think he is, as much as all of us, like couldn't believe that we had won the championship now after that race and how it was playing out. So it's cool to hear that like he gets it and he's paying attention, and he understands the magnitude of winning a championship. So yeah, that was pretty special. But for the most part, like, yeah, if I have a bad race or whatever, and it's my doing, they're making fun of me, or if it's somebody else who got into me or whatever. And this is probably mostly my daughter. My son is pretty mellow, but my daughter, yeah, she'll either make fun of me or she'll be mad at somebody else, and I'm having to like calm her down. But yeah, and then winning, I think they obviously like to see when I win when they're there because they can celebrate and have fun.
Well, hopefully, family affair come February 15th at Daytona International Speedway. I appreciate it, Kyle. Best of luck this season. Best of luck in Daytona. We'll see you down there. But thanks for taking some time with us.
Yep, thank you.
All right, time to head to pole position number 2, and that would be the guy that has dominated all the road courses as of late. Shane van Gisbergen is our guest next. Welcome back to the Nod Pod. We are talking NASCAR and Daytona 500 this week as it is coming up on Sunday. This gentleman that we're about to talk to now, he has not just one nickname, but he's got two. So you can call him the Giz, and you can call him SvG. But either way, you just make sure you call his name when he's on a road course, Chris.
Because he's been dominating.
Dominating.
Right? Yeah.
But it may be the big flip this year where he can maybe get out here on a super speedway and get one. So he's one of the wild cards this week that we're watching for sure. Time to dial up our interview with Shane van Gisbergen.
Let's just start first with how the off season was for you, and how much of that off season do you spend in New Zealand?
Yeah, I didn't spend that much this year, only a week, and then went to England for Christmas and stuff. So yeah, it was a good off season. I didn't do much racing. I did a lot last year and felt like I didn't have enough time off, and this year's the opposite. So I've been ready to go for a few weeks now.
Yeah, I'm curious just because not everybody comes from a part of the world where you drive on the left-hand side of the road and shift with your left hand. Like how much of an adjustment for you is that, or has it been?
Well, I'm kind of used to it the other way now. So yeah, going home, I just had to remember which side of the car to get on and stuff like that. But yeah, it was fine. I got used to it.
Yeah,
Pretty quick. Yeah, when I first moved here, it was a trip, that's for sure.
Are there tastes from home, like food cuisine, that you don't get here that you miss?
No, not really. Like it's all, you can get what you want, but I just miss we just live so far from there, it's the other side of the world almost literally. So it's being so far from the friends and family's the hardest bit.
Yeah. I heard about something called Hokey Pokey ice cream. Are you familiar with this?
Yeah, it's not bad. My dad loves it.
It sounded pretty good, actually. All right, so coming off a year where you win NASCAR's Rookie of the Year and you make the playoffs, and I'm just curious how much confidence last year gives you going into the 2026 season.
I think a bit. Yeah, we just got to keep building. I felt like we ended last year really strongly. We had a really good upward trajectory, I guess, on the ovals, and our road courses were really strong. So yeah, we just got to keep that momentum going. We got great continuity on the team, and everyone we've changed to number 97 now, which is awesome, and all the guys on our car are still the same guys. So yeah, I think we're in a really good spot to keep building up.
Yeah, you mentioned the kind of the later part of the season success on the ovals, and of course you dominate the road courses. But what was it? Was it something that clicked for you, or is it just kind of time in the seat? What do you kind of chalk that up to?
I think all of the above, but mainly just experience. Like it's so difficult, and everyone is so good here. It's just taken me time to learn and build up that experience level, and now that I'm going back to tracks more often and I've been there before, I sort of not starting from scratch. And yeah, it's just taken me time and a bit of patience and just kind of grinding away at it.
You would seem to be one of the guys that would be most primarily affected by the playoff format changes from winning your in to cumulative points. Not that you need motivation. I mean, you're a professional athlete, but does add some as look to kind of propel that next step in your career?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think too deeply about that stuff, I guess, but I just like to be in the playoffs. That's got to be the goal for everyone, right? And I think for us, we just have to have a consistent year and keep building up, and we'll be in there. It's really points accumulation now. You got to score the most points you can every week and be consistent. So, yeah, I think it'll suit us. Yeah, I think we should be hopefully able to get in there.
How much are you looking forward to that San Diego race, the new road course that's being added right there on the military base at Coronado?
Yeah, I actually just finished on the sim this morning at NASCAR for them, sort of helping lay the track out, and there's a few drivers involved in it, and it looks really cool. Should be a cool track, lots of passing and very difficult. So looking forward to that.
How does that work? Does they pick out a handful of drivers to preview it, or what? How did you get looped into that?
Yeah, I guess just having experience of driving a whole bunch of street tracks around the world, and they gave us the layout and some options, and we went in a few months ago, and there was 3 or 4 of us, and we all sort of said similar things, and went back today, and the track was very different, and they've listened, and I think it's made it a bit safer, but also made passing zones as well. So I think they've done a good job there.
Last year was your first Daytona 500. What did you take away from that experience to be able to kick off the season with such a bang? All the fanfare, the distraction, and all the stuff that goes with Daytona. What did you make of your first 500 experience?
I enjoyed it. The race build up is epic. Like how much into it everyone is, and seeing those stands full. It's an amazing racetrack, and pretty cool to see such a big stadium full. The race didn't go that well for us last time. We got crashed early and sort of limped around the rest of the day. So yeah, hopefully we can have a better result. But as an event, it's weird to open a season with the biggest race of the year, but it's a pretty cool way to start as well.
We always ask guys, like, when it comes to that, your first Daytona 500, and for so many here in the States that grew up, invested into NASCAR as children and watching it, that, like, you're finally here at this big stage. Like, does everything kind of slow down? Are you able to soak it in, or is it just feel like a blur?
I don't know. It's kind of like I've done a few big kind of races, or those big moments. It's like a Bathurst 1000 where I'm from, or Le Mans 24. I've been lucky enough to do those kind of races, and yeah, you just get that vibe, or the buzz on the pre-race grid. All the drivers and teams are nervous, but then all the crowd is excited. It's a real mix of energies, so it's pretty cool to soak in those moments and to have that privilege of being part of it.
And finally, I'm just curious how you've noticed the interest in NASCAR grow back in New Zealand in the wake of your success. Have you noticed that? Like, when you go home, do you notice more folks are into NASCAR because of you and your success?
Yeah, it's been awesome. So probably, I think, the first New Zealander to do it over in NASCAR here. But, you see when Marcus Ambrose was racing here, how many people watched NASCAR, supported it, and it sort of died off when he finished. And now you see, the news articles every week, and it's been awesome to see people following and supporting. It's really cool, and a few other drivers coming over and trying to have a go here as well. It's it's pretty amazing to see the support and really enjoy that side of it.
Do you anticipate some Kiwis making the trek out to Daytona?
I think there's a couple coming, yeah, but not too many for that one. I got a whole heap coming to San Diego. It's a bit closer for them. But yeah, it's, sporadic through the year, having friends come over. It's pretty cool.
Good stuff, man. I appreciate you carving some time out. Best of luck in 26 and kicking it off at the 500, man.
Thank you. Have a good day there.
Love the accent too. Can't get enough of that.
You think they have anything like a Daytona beach in New Zealand? They've got nice beaches there.
I'm sure
right?
They've got great beaches.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you should join me for an interview if you want to ask that question. All right, coming up on the other side, it's time to talk with Chase Briscoe. He's our guest next on the Nod Pod. Welcome back to the No Off Days podcast. Chris, to this point, we've avoided the big one. There's been no major wrecks in this week's show. There's still time.
You know, it always happens near the finish, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's the problem.
That is true. It's that last turn. Time now to welcome in yet another driver. He is the driver of the legendary number 19 for Joe Gibbs. He is the pride of Mitchell, Indiana. Chase Briscoe, our guest.
Chase, we appreciate you joining us. You know, not often you have to deal with snow delays as you prepare for a race. No snow forecast at Daytona. What do you take away from your sixth place finish at the Chase and how that translates, much different track to super speedway now?
Yeah, definitely not a whole lot you can take from it other than just kind of getting back in the rhythm of racing and, you know, trying to kind of be with your team and just start that camaraderie again after the off season. So yeah, just nice to get back in the swing of things. Definitely glad that there's just no snow in the forecast at Daytona, and yeah, just go down there and see if we can, you know, kick our season off in a good way.
Yeah, high banks, not snow banks. So last year, first year with Joe Gibbs, 3 wins. One of those at a super speedway at Talladega, made the championship 4, 15 top 5. So what are the areas that you and your team kind of address in the off season to try to find those small areas where you guys can take that next step?
Yeah, there's certainly, you know, a couple of racetracks where we just struggled just a little bit more than others. I mean, we were really strong at a lot of places, but there was some, you know, tracks on the calendar this year we kind of already had circled and have been trying to spend more time on in the off season. And I think for us, just trying to be more consistent, you know, trying to just score more points, especially with this new format with the Chase. I mean, it's all going to come down to every point that you can get is really going to matter and add up. So that for us is the big thing, is just trying to maximize our day, whether that's stage points or whatever. And if we can do that, I feel like we're being in a really good spot.
Yeah, I mean, I've been asking guys how they, you know, what they think of the playoff format change. Is a guy that recently benefited from what it was last year. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm excited for the new format. Truthfully, you know, I've only raced under the playoff format, so I don't even know what it's going to be like to race under something different. But this is the format that I, you know, grew up watching as a kid, and I just feel like it's a really good mix of kind of what we had and kind of that full season long points where, you know, winning is still going to be extremely important with the added bonus points they give you. But at the end of the day, consistency is going to be the key. And I think if you're one of those teams that is running up front on a consistent basis, you know, this format definitely suits you more than those guys that, you know, only win one race a year. So I think it's good for our team. It's definitely, you know, going to change, I think, how we race a little bit. But hopefully we can, you know, adapt and figure that out and hopefully be in the mix for a championship.
Curious how much confidence you took away from last year's 500. I mean, winning the pole, finishing the top 5. How does that kind of change your mindset going back to this year?
Yeah, you know, I don't think the 500 necessarily changes it, but I do think just being able to win at Talladega last year, you know, this will be the first super speedway since that race. And, you know, just talking to, you know, some of the other guys in the field that have, you know, won super speedway races, you know, they all kind of say, like, after you win one, like the confidence that you have going back, you just are more confident in the moves you're making once you know that they've worked before. And so, yeah, that's the thing I'm probably most excited for, is just now going back, you know, as a super speedway winner, how different that will feel. And, you know, even just, you know, I feel like guys race you a little bit differently once they know that you've, you know, won one of the super speedway races. It seems like the same guys are kind of always up front and whatnot. So, yeah, that's the thing I'm probably most excited for. But, yeah, I had, you know, a really good run last year at the 500, and hopefully, you know, we can be 2 spots better this year.
Some guys refer to the 500 as kind of like this big 200-mile-an-hour chess match. Down the, let's say, last 3 laps to go, who's the guy you want to see in your rearview mirror?
Oh gosh, that's a hard question. I don't know, probably a teammate. You know, just because, you know, a teammate you feel like is at least not going to make a move, you know, until the very last minute. And, you know, they're typically just more committed to you, where if it's not a teammate, you know, they're just more liable to put you in a really bad spot, or, you know, they're just not as careful with their pushes. So, yeah, I would say I would like to have a teammate behind me. You know, I don't know. I just feel like it puts you in a better position, because then even as the leader, like, you can still make more moves, and you just know that guy is more likely to help you out than a non-teammate.
All right. As an Indiana native, I got to ask you, your state is no longer a racing state or a basketball.
Yeah.
State anymore. Football is taking over. Football is king. Do you feel like there's been like a baton handoff to you? Do you feel the pressure as a Hoosier State guy to carry that torch?
Yeah, I do. It's crazy. Just the last 12 months, I feel like for sports in Indiana is just craziness. I mean, you have the Pacers going to Game 7 of the finals. You have the Colts starting 8-2 or 8-1 or whatever it was. Obviously, that didn't end well. Then you have me making it to the championship four, and then IU going to the National Football Championship and winning it all. That's something I never in a million years thought would happen. I mean, as a kid, I would go to IU football games, and there was maybe 3,500 people in the grandstands, and they're getting blown out by 60 or 70 points. And now for them to be this powerhouse football school is pretty crazy. So yeah, it's definitely pressure's on me, I guess, this year to keep it going.
Have you had the chance to meet Signetti?
No, I've not. I would love to. He reminds me a lot of Bob Knight, truthfully, and that's like the perfect thing I feel like for IU fans. Like everybody loved Bob, I feel like, and just how his demeanor was. And yeah, Signetti, I don't know, for whatever reason, kind of reminds me of him. So yeah, it's pretty cool that he really has turned that whole program around, and that's a program I don't think anybody thought could be turned around.
Cool, man. Well, no pressure, but it seems like you guys got the mojo right now, so we'll go with that. Chase, I appreciate your time today.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Very fun and informative guest this week on the podcast, but we are not done because we still have a what?
We've got another BK game to play?
We got a fun block, and I don't think it involves jelly beans.
Disgusting
fortunately,
food that tastes like non-food?
Yeah, that's next on the Nod Pod. We have made it to the last lap here. It is time for our fun block. Let's bring in BK. He is our resident crew chief.
He is.
BK, what game do you have dialed up for us on this here episode?
Scott, I did a little research looking into preparing for Daytona, and I've come across all these stories. It's amazing, all these stories where animals and the race car drivers kind of cross paths. It's insane. All these stories.
That's usually bad for the animal, right?
It normally is, but these
Is this like a Crazy George type story?
Almost.
Get him off me!
Nice callback. Yes, it's almost like that. So what I've done is come up with some stories. Some are real, some are fake. You tell me simply if it's real or fake.
Okay.
I call this segment Animal Tracks. Here it is.
Oh, look at it. The moose just spun out.
I mean, look at that.
How about that?
Wow,
Raccoon
two of those
driving
are
the
such
car?
Lightning McQueen ripoffs.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We may get in trouble for that.
They look good, though.
So all you got to do is simply tell me if the story's real or fake, and I
Okay.
swear all these sound like they're fake. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
First one. During the 2012 NASCAR practice session up in Pocono, driver Stephen Light was forced to make an emergency pit stop because a groundhog had snuck into the car's air ductwork and popped his head up through the dashboard. It scared him to death, so he had to pull in the pits doing 200 miles an hour. Is that a true story or a fake story?
I just don't know how would he pop his head up through the dashboard? I'm not sure what that dashboard looks like. Maybe there's some
There's a big
opportunities.
ventilation hole
Yeah,
in there
maybe
or
there's
something.
A big hole.
And he said, 6 more weeks of winter. I think this is contrived because we just had Groundhog Day semi-recently, and I was living in Pennsylvania at the time that this allegedly, I would have heard about this.
Yeah.
I would have heard of this.
Yeah, and because Punxsutawney Phil is from
He's
that,
there,
I think
yeah.
that was the natural tie-in with the story. So I'm going to agree with Chris that this first animal track is false news.
Yes.
Fake.
Guys, you read me too well. It is completely false. I thought I got you there, man. All
Yeah.
right. Sorry. Good job. You ready for the next one?
Here when groundhogs attack.
Spring has arrived, yeah.
How about this one? In the early 90s at Talladega, Dale Earnhardt Sr., get this, hid a realistic stuffed coyote under the hood of Ken Schrader's car. And he'd hoped that when the mechanic got there to open the hood, it would scare the mechanics to death.
That's hilarious.
True or false?
That does sound true. And I've never heard that story, but I'm going to say that is true.
They didn't call him the Intimidator for nothing. Ah, coyote in my engine block again. Yeah, I'm going to say that's true.
It's absolutely true, man. The mechanic, I wish there was video of it, opened the hood, got so scared, jumped back, tripped over a toolbox, and hit his head back on the concrete. But everybody was laughing.
no.
Yeah.
Like, who just has a stuffed coyote?
I know. I know.
Was it like a stuffed animal, or was it like an actual
taxidermy?
It was a full-size coyote. It looked like it was about to pounce right when the.
I could see Dell Sr. having that.
Yeah.
Good job. How about this one? 1953 champion Tim Flock raced with a co-pilot, a rhesus monkey named Jocko Flocko. Jocko Flocko had his own custom-made racing suit and seat in the car. True or false?
I
a monkey
so
riding with
badly want this to be true. Jocko Flocko, the name, no relation to quarterback Joe Flacco. I'm going to say true. I'm going to say monkey had his own seat. Old Jocko Flocko.
Yeah, this was during that era when it was fun to put monkeys in shows. You know, you had all kinds of actor monkeys, and also I think we sent one to space around the same time.
Yeah.
So this was trendy. I'm going to say this is
they even
true.
let Jocko, take a victory lap.
Yeah.
Right behind the wheel.
Then he flung his poo at the winner.
It is absolutely true. Take a look at him. There's a picture. It's Tim Flock and a little monkey. They raced 8 times, actually won a race together. He had to retire him when during a race, back in these days, these cars had little flaps in the floorboard, so the driver could pull up the flap to see how bad his tires are. He pulled up the flap during the race.
There goes Jocko.
No, a rock comes up, hits Jocko, freaks him out. He gets loose in the car and starts jumping all over Tim Flock, and he had to pull in the pits. And they say, hey, we can't do this monkey thing anymore.
Yeah.
But how about that?
Whose idea was this anyway?
I don't know, but we were talking about it 70 years
Tim
later.
Tim Flock and Jocko.
Jocko Flock.
And Jocko went wacko, and that's why he was kicked out of the car.
Yeah.
Man, there needs to be a space reserved in the NASCAR Hall of Fame for
There's
old
gotta
Jocko
be.
Flocko. Like many, he was a forerunner
He was a
for
pioneer.
other monkeys.
Yeah.
And yet they just never followed, which is
No, because they didn't want that flap to open at the bottom of the car and freak them out.
We thought it was a glass ceiling, but it's actually a floor flap. Like that's the problem. Oh, poor monkeys. All right, there's still time yet.
How about this one? 2017 in New Hampshire, a rival driver taped a live lobster to Denny Hamlin's steering wheel right before the race because he knew that Denny Hamlin has this phobia, huge phobia of lobsters.
Oh,
true or false?
What's that called? Crustaphobia? Crustacea phobia?
You're familiar with it?
I'm going to Google that real quick, not to look up the answer.
In the meantime, I'm going to say this smells fishy. It smells fishy. Smells lobstery a little bit, and I don't know. I've never heard of this phobia that Denny Hamlin has. Not that I know everything about Denny, but I'm going to say this is a BK story, or maybe AI.
Yeah, because I think if it was real, it's Denny Hamlin, they would have put something like taped Denny's Grand Slam breakfast on his steering wheel.
At least leave like a side of like some butter dipping sauce.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like the decency.
By the way, it is caboraphobia is your fear of lobsters and crabs. Yeah. So
nice.
I'm going to say this is false.
This one is partly false. They did not tape the lobster to the steering wheel. What they did, Kevin Harvick, I believe it's Kevin Harvick, there's some dispute with that, but somebody got inside Denny Hamlin's RV, his motorhome, put the lobster in the toilet.
Oh, no.
So
that is frightening.
Yeah.
Imagine sitting down to that.
And and he went running out of the thing. He does have a huge phobia of these lobsters.
Crabophobia? What's it?
Caboraphobia.
Caboraphobia.
Yeah. And that's the trophy at New Hampshire. When you win that race, you get a big 15-pound lobster thing.
Ironically, Denny won that year and ran away from the trophy.
Has he won? I'm sure he's won at New Hampshire.
I think so. And he didn't. He refused to hold it.
Touch it.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
What a wimp.
Oh.
How about this one?
Those pinchers, man.
Well, just don't sit on the toilet with one.
Pinch one off real quick.
Come on. During a Talladega pit stop back in the 80s, a timber rattlesnake crawled out of that infield grass and into the pit stall of Bill Elliott. The tire changer at the time sees this snake coming slithering across a pit road. He just freaks out. He drops his gun, jumps on the hood to get away from the snake, ruining the pit stop. True or false?
Oh man, that would be poor timing on the snake's part.
Or great
Seems like
timing.
So much activity is happening. Why? Are snakes not scared?
If the snake had money on Richard Petty, that's when you do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, having grown up in Alabama, I know there are plenty of timber rattlesnakes. I'm going to say that one's true.
I'm going to say false. I'm going to say I think there's just too much activity. I don't see how a rattlesnake would be drawn toward the noise and toward the action. And so
they are,
and it's a pit, like a snake pit.
Pit
and
viper.
It's too much of a I think that's too much.
Too much on the nose for you.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Absolutely fake.
Oh,
never happened. But there's been times where drivers have put snakes inside of a car when the guys are getting ready to get into the car. I think Dale Earnhardt was famous for that. Would wrap a snake around the gear
Dale,
shift.
Stuffed coyote.
He's got all kinds of
Well, I already used the
animals.
stuffed coyote bit. Let me grab this rattler.
I got a whole petting zoo in the trailer here.
That'll tell. Here's a lobster for old Denny. That's how it went, right?
Yeah. Good job, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Very good. BK. Nice. Did you, growing up in Alabama, speaking of snakes, did you ever have an encounter?
Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Every summer, you had to walk around with your head on a swivel. They were everywhere.
Did they ever take a bite?
No.
Hey, we didn't get our picks in. Let's get our picks real quick.
Picks, yeah.
Come back in, BK. Do you have a pick for the Daytona 500? I know this is short on notice. I know you like to do some work.
I'll do Ryan Blaney. How about that?
Ryan
He's a co-favorite.
Oh,
Go
he
out
is?
on a limb.
Okay,
if he still has his mustache, I'm going to say
give me Chris Buescher.
Okay.
That's way out there on a limb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What you got?
Let's go Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch.
Wow.
Kyle
Gets it
Busch,
done.
yeah.
Finally.
The model likes Kyle Busch.
Wow. I'm going to go with, for some sentimental reasons, and I think he's plenty experienced on this track. Let's go Denny Hamlin.
Good job.
Getting it done.
That would be a great story,
It would
actually.
be a wonderful story, and then we can talk about his crabophobia. All right. Thank you, BK. Much
guys.
thanks to our guests this week. We had Chase Briscoe, Shane van Gisbergen, Kyle Larson. Much thanks to our crew here at NodPod headquarters. Rochelle over on the jib, Sean on the ones and twos. For Chris, I'm Scott. Until the next time we are on, there are no off days.
Ron's on audio, too.
Yeah. Oh, and BK.
Yeah. With a stinky beat.